Okay, here we are still on step 6, the control board, but we have installed our resistors and are now down to step 6G. So our resistors have been installed. We made sure we put the right ones in the right place or this circuit will not work. And now we are down to installing the capacitors. Now a capacitor is simply a small device to hold a charge. It's kind of like a tiny little quick discharge battery. What you'll notice on this capacitor as we look at it, one side, because this is a DC capacitor, is marked with a negative. Stated here. This negative symbol here. We'll also notice that just like our LEDs, the longer lead is going to be the positive, so the other side is the positive. So we are going to install these 47, I believe, microfarad capacitors. They are going to determine how fast our lights blink. If we were to install different values, they would blink at different rates. So now we're going to install these into our board, making sure that we observe the polarity of these components. Here we have our negative. This is positive right here. So we want to insert the device in just like so. They're both the same. It doesn't matter which slot they go into. And kind of get them down on the board a little bit. Maybe I want to leave just a little bit up so if I need to do some adjustment. I have my safety glasses on. My soldering iron is hot. I'm going to tend the solder just a little bit. Looks like that took. I'll have to trim that off. Now I can make sure that my capacitor is on my board straight. I see that this is a little bit crooked, so I'm going to push it over so it's on the board nice and straight. Now I can come over and install or solder on the other side of the capacitor. And I will simply remove the leads. You will also repeat that for the next capacitor. I'm going to skip that part for this video and I'm going to move on. Now remember, you have two capacitors. Save time on the video. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next component. Step H, 6H, says cut the battery snap lead so about 3 inches remain. Strip the leads to insert the red into the positive pad and the black into the negative pad. So we are now going to install our battery connector. It's probably still attached to some alligator clips. This is going to be just a little bit too much, so we're going to cut some of it off. Here's our battery connector. About 3 inches. We will install that into the 9-volt pad. If we look here, we'll see some designations. Make sure we don't do this incorrectly. We're going to install the non-volt positive on this side. You might even want to tin the wires before you do this. I, however, did not. The wire came out, so I'm going to install a small clamp or my heat sink to try to give this a little weight, and maybe it'll stay in there a little better. So let's pull this up. Find the positive. Turn the board over. Don't seem to be having a lot of luck this morning. Twist your wires together. There. Let's hope it stays. Got that one installed. Install the negative side. And so now we have our connector installed here on the positive and negative.